Hey guys, so video and we are also doing an audio here regarding the post that I put into the B1 Mindset community group. And it was a page out of a book. In the top of the page kind of talked about get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I felt this was really powerful, especially with what we're focusing on at the minute in terms of some real purpose driven goals and focuses in life right now. And this is a key aspect of it. And I had quite an interesting take when reading this part of the book. I had some of my own examples and a bit of a spin in my own terms. So I kind of wanted to deliver the information from the book, but also kind of put my own twist on it as well. And there's a paragraph that I'm going to start off with. And it talks about even the thought of discomfort is very uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable to think about, okay? The idea of not being in a place of peace or stable state of mind is almost dreadful. So for most people, that's what it's talking about, that the thought of discomfort is really uncomfortable to them. To even think about being in discomfort, like they can't handle it. It kind of scares them a little bit. And then not being in a place of peace or a stable state of mind is almost dreadful. Because when you go out your comfort zone to try and achieve a goal, you're going to get negative limiting thoughts. So there's going to be some form of negative emotion in terms of maybe being scared or worried about what's going to happen. And this then takes you out of what he's calling here a place of peace in the mind, or just a stable state of mind where you're not worrying, etc., about going forward towards your goal. So then I kind of processed that paragraph and came in with my own twist, because I think that's a powerful paragraph, but I want to dissect it a little bit to help. So then I've come in to put explain my excitement of discomfort in the right places and aspects. So what that means is that I've actually learned over the past definitely 5 to 10 years, more so in the last 5 years, 100%, that when I feel discomfort in the right areas, so when I know what my goals and my focuses are, and then I start to feel discomfort moving towards them, whether it's hard, whether I'm having to apply more discipline, there's more things I'm having to do, or it's creating more negative limiting thoughts within my mind as I progress forward, that discomfort I now get excited about, because I know that I'm moving forward in the right direction. The more I know it gets painful, and when I say pain, I don't necessarily mean like a hurt pain sensation. I just mean painful as in to keep doing it, being determined, being persistent, to keep pushing forward, and it gets harder and harder to do. I realise I'm getting closer and closer to where I want to be. If more negative thoughts start to pop up in my mind as I pursue my goal, if I know the goal is what I want 100%, then these limiting and negative thoughts I actually embody. Because I've talked a lot about not being the mind, so I understand it's my subconscious trying to trick me. So I gain more confidence, I actually get more excited because I know I'm on the path to achieving my goal. I've just got to stay strong and I've got to continue to push through. So actually, discomfort in the right place for myself is a key thing. It's a key indicator that I'm on the right path. Okay? And the second thing that I came in for is, what is your peace or stable state of mind? And I think this is key, because I don't exactly know the context he's put that in, but I'm going to guess he's talking about people don't want to go into a position where they are having negative thoughts about the goal, about what they're trying to work towards or the change, and they'd rather stay in a peaceful state of mind or a stable state of mind. But my spin on that for a lot of people is that stable state of mind and that peace is just their comfort zone. So they could still be having worries, anxieties, negative thoughts, whatever it may be, but that has become their comfort zone. They are used to their mind talking to them like that. They're used to the worry of the job they go to, of the family they've got, and the contradictions they may have in the family, or whatever it may be, or the financial issues, or their body shape, or whatever it is. They've become comfortable in that comfort zone. They know it. It's their known. So that is their stable state of mind and their peace, even though you wouldn't class it as, it's like they're not at peace. They've not got a stable state of mind. They're still experiencing a lot of negativity, but because it's become the norm to them, they've become used to it, they would class that as their stable state of mind and their peace, which is phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? And that's why, again, if you listen to my goals talk, I talk about writing down the negative thoughts in your head, get that down in a journal. And if there's repetitive ones that continually pop up, generally there's something that needs to be done about that, instead of just letting it keep repeating the head and limiting and holding you back. So they're the two things that kind of popped out that paragraph. The first one was, again, that if I know it's 100% the goal and focus that I'm trying to achieve, discomfort is a good thing in my eyes. As soon as I feel discomfort, whatever it may be, for whatever action, I'm like, motherfucker, face his head on now. Let's go for it. I actually get excited about it. That discomfort kind of drives me. It's fuel. It's fuel. It makes me more disciplined, more determined. I go and act. I take the action. I push through the discomfort, and then I come out on the other side happier and having built my resilience and grit even more because I push through that discomfort instead of letting it stop me, which most people do. They feel the discomfort and they think, fuck, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And they don't do it. They stay in the comfort zone and they don't take steps forward towards their goal. Okay. And then the second part, again, it's just understanding exactly what is your peace and stable state of mind. Is that literally contentment and just a peaceful state of mind, no worries, no negative thought, no negative thinking, a real kind of content and fulfilled state to be in? Or realistically, are you classing your peace and stable state of mind as that, well, actually it's just a known to me, so I'm actually happy to be in a worried head, or a head that's kind of like anxious or not enjoying these situations, but because I know it, I class that as my stable state of mind and I'm happy to be in it? That's a really interesting question to ask yourself, guys. Now, I've then driven on to the aspect that I've touched on where I like to push myself into discomfort towards a goal because I know it's meaning I'm growing, I'm developing, I'm pushing forward. So then I've highlighted that discomfort towards a good decision, okay, is key. So when you know your goal, and then you start to break down, if you've done the B1 course, again, you will have actions to take towards your goal. You will start to understand the right decisions that align with your goal. So you know your process. So then this is where it highlights that discomfort towards a good decision is one that you need to push through. If you know it's a good decision towards your goal, towards your change, towards your focus, then that discomfort needs to be pushed through. Stepping outside your comfort zone to feel that discomfort is only going to make you stronger and is only going to take you further towards your goal. So you've got to take that step forward. You've got to push through that discomfort. Okay? So again, I'm going to drop to something out of the book which says, if it hurts, you need to do more of it. The pain won't necessarily go away, but you will get more tolerant to it and build calluses in the right places. And that's an interesting one. And when they talk about calluses, it's like, imagine like you training with weights and you start to get these calluses on your skins, but over time they harden, they become stronger. Yeah, that callus you can create in your brain as well. They call it a mental callus. It makes you more mentally tough, more resilient. And that is about pushing through at times when you want to stop and proving to yourself what you've got. And the more times you do that, the stronger you get mentally. So again, discomfort towards a good decision. If you know it's the right decision towards your change or your goal, push through, feel that discomfort and keep moving, feeling that discomfort, because on the other side, you've built resilience. You've built a stronger mental callus and you're going to keep pushing forward. So again, that paragraph again, guys, is if it hurts, you need to do more of it. We're talking about a good decision, something towards your goal, your change or your focus that you know is the right decision, but you feel discomfort. If it hurts, meaning if it feels uncomfortable, it's discomfort, you need to do more of it, because that pain, it necessarily won't go away. I still do things now that are hard to do, that are painful to do, that are an effort to do. They've not got easier, okay, but my goal has come to fruition. I've achieved my goal, okay, and that's the important thing, because you build a callus to it. It becomes habitual to you, and that's the key. I talk so much about becoming the person that's achieved the goal, that identity switch, that shift. And this is exactly what it's talking about. It starts to become habitual. So you'll just naturally do it in autopilot rather than having to make that decision where the chances are you might not make the decision and it holds you back. So then continuing on, guys. No growth, development, improvement, progress or achievement ever comes out of being or staying in your comfort zone. And I truly agree with that. I think for a long time in my life, I stayed within a comfort zone. And again, I'm going to define my comfort zone as quite a negative place. I was a negative thinker. I was a worrier. I was angry. I wasn't achieving anything. I had no real direction. Again, other than potentially a few things in fitness and training, no direction. So my comfort zone was quite a volatile area. My mindset and mind state, my mental state, it was very volatile and very negative. But that was my comfort zone. But there was no growth for me. There was no development, there was no improvement, there was no progress, and there was damn no achievement. Because I was staying within that realm. I was staying within that unhealthy comfort zone. So it's key to ask yourself that if you do want to grow, if you do want to develop, improve, progress, or achieve your goals, your focuses, more in life, staying in your comfort zone isn't going to get you there. You've got to step outside this. And again, if you're listening to this or you are part of B1, generally you've come in because you want a change or you want a goal. So this should be resonating quite a lot. It might actually be quite uncomfortable to hear all this, because in your mind already you're thinking, fuck, basically this video or audio is saying that I need to take action, I need to step outside my comfort zone. So already you're feeling that fear and that worry and that anxiety because you think, shit, yeah, I need to step outside of it to go and achieve my goal. But everything that we're trying to help you with, guys, is there designed to move you forward towards your goals. So if you take on body all of the stuff that we put out, all the information, the tasks, the tools, the techniques and support that we give, it is an additional help. It's always got to come from you, but this is all additional help to help you move forward. Now, to go a little bit deeper, and this is something that I already knew and I've already looked into, but our brains are wired to keep us safe and avoid all possible change. So your brain kind of disguises change as danger. And this is kind of from many years ago. So you're talking when we aren't in 2022 with all the technology and all the niceties that we've got now. You're talking kind of like a long time ago where we are literally every single day trying to find food, or we're trying to survive from being eaten or killed, okay? So our brains back then tried to stay in the comfort zone because they were trying to keep us alive, to find food and avoid danger. But as we've evolved, we haven't transitioned that brain state. Some people have, some people haven't. The possibility to transition that brain state is there, just so many people aren't choosing to do it. So nowadays, that comfort zone from the past that was trying to keep us alive, now is just trying to avoid us trying to step outside comfort and go after things and feel discomfort. That's why so many people struggle to change. This is why this was so powerful to read, because it was so true. So many people struggle to change because they have a fear of taking action. They have a fear of stepping outside a comfort zone. They have a fear of moving forward and trying new things, or being prepared to fail and not worry about it and think, I've failed, but what can I do to keep moving forward? Trial and error. People are scared of this. And it's because the brains are wired to make them scared, to keep them in a comfort zone, the norm, what they're used to. So if you want change, you want a goal, you've got to break free. And it is possible to do that, guys. You just got to rewire that brain. And one of the ways to do that is to create actions and take steps, move forward. But you will feel discomfort, but it doesn't matter. You keep taking steps forward as long as you know them, understand them, have structured them, and they are taking you forward to your goal. Make the moves forward. If you experience failure, it's a lesson. Learn from the lesson, adjust it, and then keep moving forward. This is strength, this is resilience, this is grit, this is determination. That whole process embodies those words, but you will keep pushing through. Now, this is an interesting one. Every change begins with a thought, because every action you take, me setting the mic up and setting the camera up and recording and doing this required me to have a thought of, am I going to do it or not? Are you going to put yourself in camera and speak into the mic and put yourself out there? That thought came into my head. It was a question, but I answered it because this is passion for me. This is my project. I've got so much drive with this as a goal and a focus that there was only one answer. So yes, I did feel discomfort setting the camera up and getting the mic set and think, shit, right, I've got to be on point now. I've got to understand everything and be able to deliver it. All these negative thoughts were popping up. That's discomfort. But I knew the end product of it, which is important because this is going to help people move forward and achieve goals and changes. So I had to step up to the plate and deliver. So guys, it all begins with a thought. But remember, you are going to have negative and limiting thoughts pop up. And it's about understanding that they won't control you unless you let them. If you can pause, just understand, again, what your goal is, what your focus is, and then make the decision on that, okay? Don't make the decision if it feels discomfort. If you feel discomfort or uncomfortable, that means to stop. Make the decision on, is this taking me towards my goal? Is this the right decision? Yes. So then it doesn't matter if it feels uncomfortable or you feel discomfort, it means you keep pushing forward. So remember, every change begins with a thought. There will always be a thought pop up in the head. Should I commit to this or not? I committed to this. I'm here in camera, I'm here on the microphone, and I'm delivering. The thought came up, the question got asked, and I answered the question. Okay, so just think about that when you're designing your actions or you are trying to implement them on a daily basis. Before you take that action, there's going to be a thought come up in your head. Should I do this? Should I not? It'd be easier not to do this today. Can you be asked doing this today? These things will come up in your head. Is it worth it? Are you actually going to achieve the goal? Are you going to become this person? Why don't you, like, all these thoughts are the question. These come up as you are about to take action, because again, the brain is trying to keep you in that comfort zone. And again, it's about really zoning in to your goal, to your focus. Is it the right decision? Yes. That's your fucking answer. Yes, it is the right decision. Break the thoughts away, take the action. But that's where it does help to have a strategy in place, which is, again, the B1 course goes through all of that as well. So guys, we're nearly there. It's not a long one for myself today. So one of the, kind of slightly off now, but one of the problems with giving up, guys, is it becomes a habit. So the more you give up, the more it starts to become habitual to you to give up. So if you give up on an action towards a goal, generally the next action you give up on, it starts to just become, you're telling yourself, I don't want this goal. I'm not prepared to do what it takes to get there. So that starts to lead to your decisions. Your decisions will then generally be, I'm not going to act on my goal anymore. It becomes a habitual process. Your brain decides you're actually not taking any action towards your goal. You're deciding not to. You don't really want your goal. Let's not go for anything. So it starts to pull you away, and then your attention can get pulled in different directions. So when at the start, when you start and you were excited and motivated, and someone was asking you to do something else, or things were popping up and your attention was being pulled, you were staying focused. It was the start, you were excited, you were moving forward. But then as it started getting tougher and more uncomfortable, you felt more discomfort, you started to slack here and there, okay? So you start to give up. That became habitual. And then when these things start to pull your attention away, you thought, that's easy to do. I'm more used to that. I'm going to go and do that instead. I'm going to go do that with that person. I'm going to go and sit and watch TV. I'm just going to sit and scroll. I'm going to procrastinate. I'm not going to do anything towards my goal because it's more comfortable not to. It becomes habitual to sit back into your old patterns. So guys, that's just something to think about. The problem with giving up is that it does become a habit. But the more that you don't give up, the more that you continue to take action in the face of fear, that becomes habitual as well. You become stronger. You become stronger in making the decision to say, yes, this is what I want to do towards my goal. I'm going to do it. You become more resilient. You become mentally tougher. And that's powerful. Now I'm going to finish you off again. And this is touching a bit more into the brain. But that's what, again, I'm studying a lot around the brain and the mind. And I'm trying to make it as understandable and applicable when I'm delivering the information to help you guys understand as well. Now, our brain basically thinks it's in its own best interest to avoid change. And again, this goes back to that example I gave earlier on, okay, about the evolution, where in the olden days, it was kind of fight or flight. It was eat and then survive. It was as simple as that. That's all we designed to do. We didn't have computer games, we didn't have TV, we didn't have cinemas, we didn't have bars and clubs and all this kind of stuff to enjoyment. In the olden days, we literally ate and then avoided danger, and that was it. That was our lives. Now, our brain, again, it can be rewired, but a lot of people aren't rewiring it. So in this statement, our brain thinks it's in our own best interest to avoid change. So if you're trying to get a goal or you're trying to get a new focus, that's to change. So your brain actually is the one that's saying, actually, you shouldn't be going for this. That's your brain. It's already telling you not to go for it because it wants to keep you in the comfort zone. Now, since change requires effort, it starts to disrupt our autopilot mode. Now, I've classed, when he's put autopilot mode, what he means is basically our subconscious mind, which is where kind of all our habitual patterns are stored, all our memories are stored. Realistically, the negative talk that we have and our beliefs all are stored within the subconscious mind, and it creates an autopilot mode where we can do a lot of things through the day where we don't consciously have to think about it. A good example is driving. You can drive somewhere realistically and talk to your friend or listen to something and not really concentrate and still get to the destination you're going to. That's your subconscious mind in work. Now, your brain does that to make life easier for you. It really brings everything together. So anything you do on a continuous basis, gets easier. So then your brain has the opportunity to focus in on other things. So the reason I'm bringing that in is you are so set in your ways, it requires a lot of hard work to change. So if you are going for a goal that requires a real change in who you are as a person, or you are going for a goal that requires you to really level up and take your game to the next level, and when I say game, I mean just game of life, whatever area you are trying to level up in, your brain is going to kind of really resist it. And that creates discomfort because it wants to keep you in this comfort zone. So to sum this up, okay, you're going to have resistance from your own brain, from your own mind. Is the biggest barrier for most people. Even the fear of judgment of other people doesn't necessarily come from other people. It comes from your brain saying, this person's going to think this, that person's going to think that. They might not have even said anything, but your brain has created that. Your brain is creating these negative limiting thoughts to keep you in your comfort zone. And that's why I wanted to bring the couple of brain quotes in there to explain that your brain is a bit of a resistance, but you can rewire your brain. You can change that by understanding, again, gaining clarity on your goal and your focus and your change, making sure you understand the action steps to implement and take, okay? And then just being aware of the negative and limiting thoughts and being aware enough that when you have to make a decision, the decision lies on, is it towards my goal? And if it is, even if you feel discomfort, you push through and you take that step forward. And if you continue to do that, guys, you're going to become more resilient, okay? And you're going to get further towards your goal, become a stronger person, have a stronger character, become mentally stronger and achieve your goal. And when you've achieved your goal, because you've had to use so much resilience and repetition, your mental calluses have transitioned you into a stronger person, like I say, mentally stronger. In all areas of your life, this will start to relate over to all areas of your life. You'll start to make better and stronger decisions in different areas of your life, which has happened to me. So really key, guys, here, and again, the theme of it is get comfortable with being uncomfortable for the right reasons. When you know your goal, when you know your focus and you are moving towards it and you've put your whole action plan in place, if you start to feel discomfort, but you know it's for the right reasons and it's taking you towards your goal, you've got to be prepared to feel discomfort, step outside your comfort zone and take action, guys. Take steps forward. And I can guarantee if you do that, you will achieve success, and you will also start to build self-esteem and self-belief, self-confidence. This will come because you will look back and think, man, I'm proud that I did that today. I made that decision. I felt so uncomfortable, but I did it. You start to really build belief in yourself. That continues, you get stronger and stronger, and you start to become a really strong individual that doesn't just achieve the goal, but then has this belief that they can go on and achieve anything they want to achieve. So guys, that's the video for today. Going over the post that I put into the group regarding a page in a book that I was reading, and it just really resonated to bring this up now because a lot of people are working through the course, and I fully appreciate that you are probably feeling some discomfort and you have got limiting thoughts coming up, so I felt this could be quite powerful to hear. If you've decided on your goal and you are working towards it now and you are feeling discomfort in any of the actions that you need to take, if you have gone through the goal setting part the right way and you truly believe you want that goal and you know you're going to achieve it, get comfortable with being uncomfortable and go and get it. I hope that's helped, guys, and I'll see you soon.